August 11th, 2024. Green Lake, Wisconsin. A father of 3 texts his wife, "Turning back now." The sun leans west. The water is calm. A red kayak noses into the wind and never comes home. A search begins. A town holds its breath. They find the kayak, overturned, and the life vest drifting like a broken promise. But not the man, not the body. Everyone says the lake took him. But what we weren't told is that the lake was only a stage. The real story was lust, obsession, and a man who tried to bury his life to chase a fantasy an ocean away. Within hours, Green Lake swarms. Deputies, divers, drones, side-scan sonar tracing the black below. Volunteer boats churn white water into lace. Search dogs pace the shoreline. The sheriff speaks to cameras. A family trembles. The town prays for a miracle, or at least a body to bury. Day 1 turns into day 3. Week 1 bleeds into week 2. No body, no footprints, no Ryan. The water has a way of keeping her secrets. But this time, the secret wasn't in the lake. It was already crossing borders. Every vanishing act leaves fingerprints on the air. Detectives start where the silence begins. At home. A laptop with a new hard drive. The past erased. A browser history wiped. Questions without footprints. Unusual finances. The kind that look like someone preparing to live elsewhere. And a life insurance application. Big number. Bad timing. Then the bell that can't be unrung. A passport hit in Canada, just days after the accident. The dead don't clear customs. The living do. And in the digital dust, a line of messages to a woman, not across town, not across state lines, but across continents. Uzbekistan. Ask yourself, if you were going to vanish, how clean could you make the cut? Could you scrub your devices, ghost your money, and smother your scent so completely that even grief would believe you? Later, in a quiet exchange, the ghost explains his magic trick. Inside the kayak, a child-sized inflatable boat, silent, invisible in the dusk. He climbs in, drifts away from the scene, leaves the wreck to tell the lie. On shore, waiting in the grass, an e-bike. He rides through the night, 70 miles of darkness to Madison. No credit cards, no phone, no digital heartbeat. From there, he becomes a traveler, bus to Detroit, across to Canada, then metal wings and midnight itineraries, Europe, then Central Asia. While Wisconsin drags the bottom of a lake, the missing man is learning a new skyline, a new alphabet, and a new name for the future he thinks he wants. He didn't run from death. He ran toward desire. Some disappear for money, some for fear. This one disappeared for lust, for a woman on the other end of a glowing screen. Messages. Promises. A digital romance stretched across time zones. He tells himself it's real. He tells himself it's fate. He tells himself anything to make the next step easier than the last. Back home, a wife of 22 years turns the porch light on and off, on and off. Children sit at a table set for one less. A town learns to speak in whispers. Over there, a rented apartment, a kettle whistling, a phone lighting up at 3 a.m. with someone else's language for love. Would you do it? Would you fake your death to escape your marriage, your children, for a person you've never truly touched? How much of a life would you burn for a promise written in pixels? Detectives find a way to reach him, third languages and second chances. They ask for proof of life. He sends it, a calm selfie in a foreign room. I am in my apartment. I am safe, secure, no problem. The clip ricochets through the case like a gunshot. He isn't dead, he never was. And then, the twist no one expected. 54 days after the kayak turned belly up, the ghost walks back through the door he built from lies. Voluntarily, no raid, no handcuffs on a tarmac, just a man stepping into the gravity he tried to escape. Why come back? pressure, guilt, or the sickening knowledge that the fantasy was a charade wasn't worth the ruin, or a scam where men, not a woman, were waiting on the other end to fleece him of all his material wealth. Ghosts can hide in foreign rooms. They can't sleep there. His wife files for divorce, irretrievably broken. She asks the court for sole custody. The sheriff who begged him to come home now asks the court to make him pay. $35,000 to $40,000 burned on boats, divers, drones, and hope. Friends replay the vigils in their minds, feeling foolish for tears spilled over a man writing love notes across an ocean. And 3 children learn a lesson no one deserves. Sometimes the deadliest betrayal doesn't come from a stranger. If you vanished, who would do the burying for you? Who would carry the casket of a lie? And when you came back, if you came back, what would be left to return to? Disappearing isn't freedom. It's debt with interest, paid by the people you leave behind. A staged death can fool a shoreline, a headline, a search grid. It can't fool the trail you wear inside your life. The purchases, the pings, the patterns, the people who know your rhythms too well. And desire? Desire is the oldest current on earth. It pulls, it promises. It drags you out past the buoys before you realize you can't see the lights of home anymore. Ryan Borgwardt didn't drown in Green Lake. He drowned in lies, in lust. And in the moment the plane door closed behind him, he learned the worst truth of all, that a fantasy can be more lonely than a marriage ever was. You've been listening to What We Weren't Told. We don't just read the headlines. We walk into the shadows together and ask the questions most people won't. If this story gripped you, like and subscribe. It motivates us to create more videos like these, and it tells us you're part of the tribe that wants the truth, no matter how dark it gets. Next time, not a fake death, a fake life. A woman who lived for decades under a stolen name. A wife, a mother, a ghost in plain sight. And when the mask finally slipped, the truth was darker than the lie. Join us on What We Weren't Told. We're not done, not even close.